Good evening, good morning, good day. We have, on this day, released a press release in response to Prime Minister Stephen Harper's visit to Israel. We have released it to the newspapers in Alberta and in the Maritimes, not Atlantic Canada, in the Maritimes. If they will pick up on it is doubtful. However, if one or two do, then the wire will look after itself. The press release reads as follows. Zionist Canada, an open letter to the grunts and junior officers of the Canadian Armed Forces. Prime Minister Stephen Harper has travelled to Israel and addressed the Israeli Knesset. He takes along 208 individuals comprising an quote-unquote accompanying party. At minimum, 90% of the dignitaries are Canadian Jews, representing Jewish organizations and interests. The Prime Minister of Canada is welcomed in Israel as a quote-unquote rock star. The belligerent and repetitive Zionist overtures voiced by the Prime Minister and the toady globalist Minister for Multiculturalism, Jason Kenney, over several years, climax in an unmistakable public relations and optics venture. Canada is become a Zionist state. As the Prime Minister of Canada addresses the Israeli Knesset, the bulldozing and murder of Palestinians continues apace. The bleeding of the German people of financial reparations for the Holocaust continues apace. The Zionist political whoredom of the American Congress continues apace, and the globalist tentacles of a financial, cultural, and now spiritual blanket continues apace. Unlike the Canadian citizen, by and large, you know this. All Western nations are pulled into the globalist vortex of the Jewish Noahide ethos, as has been officially already been the case in America for 22 years. The Prime Minister of Canada endorses this momentum and agenda. In turn, he endorses the enslavement of all non-Jews to a globalist dystopia. At an ideological level, North American Union is quickly becoming a Zionist fait accompli. Is Canada yet under the full-spectrum globalist colonization by non-white Euros, as is currently the tragic case of Europa? Not yet, but the stage has been set for the importation of 70 million non-white Euros by century's end. The Prime Minister of Canada signals the opening stages. Canada is the globalist and politically correct poster child charting the brave new world. Addressing the Canadian-specific political context only of this Zionist march, the Renaissance Party of North America openly and transparently implores the grunt and junior officers of the Canadian Armed Forces to realize and own the responsibility that they are very likely our last refuge. We recognize such in our policy positions, ranging from the criminal crown to which you have sworn allegiance, to the financial and institutional empowerment of the Canadian Armed Forces at the expense and gutting of a fat and corrupt state bureaucracy. We openly and transparently request your political support. Upon the successful completion of our registration status with Elections Canada, it is our intent to field an introductory slate of candidates for the 2015 federal election. With your support, we shall selectively target ridings wherein resides a Canadian Armed Forces base. I myself shall parachute into New Brunswick's Fredericton electoral riding in order to tap into the CFB Gagetown. On this you have my word. First comes the spiritual pooch. Then comes the democratic pooch. In 20 years' time, at point of full societal collapse, comes the actual military pooch. At this point, you will have matured to become senior officers. This political trajectory, its logic, and its necessity have been identified. It is yours for the taking. You can make decisions that your senior officers cannot. Please help not only us with your support, but more importantly, yourselves, your proud institution, and all Canadians. The window of opportunity to chart a breakout still exists, but on a historical timeline, it is shutting quickly. Sincerely, Sebastian E. Ronin, President, Renaissance Party of North America. Thank you for your attention.